Morning, afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Pod Professional Baseball League. We are a little late getting into the saddle here as the ball game is just underway. The first pitch delivered to Imagawa was a fastball swung on and fouled away. No balls and one strikes as Ujima is on the mound. And it is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes even at 1-1. We'll get you the lineups as we move around here, or as we move along. It is Imagawa in the leadoff spot here for the Fighters in this one here, and the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and foul over on the third base side. And the count is now 1-2 strikes to the Fighters leadoff hitter. We got Fighters and Marines in the final game of the 3-game set, as this one here is coming off the heels of a 1-1 tie and a victory last night by the Chiba Ball Club. There's a fastball swung on, chopped softly over to third, fielded neatly, and it is fired across the diamond. That is going to retire Imagawa. So a nice play there as the third baseman Yasuda, who's in the lineup here tonight, took the ball on the hop and was able to retire Imagawa, and it's a ground out. 5-3 for the first out of the inning, and it is going to bring up Go Matsumoto. So Matsumoto stepping to the plate, and he's hitting .252 on the year with no homers and 6 RBIs. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting center fielder of the Fighters. Matsumoto waits on the offering, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It is chopped slowly over to third. It stays fair. Another play there nicely made by the third baseman Yasuda, who fires to first, and so he's a busy man to start the game. Back-to-back ground balls. He fires across the diamond to retire the speedy center fielder for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to leave it all up to the third baseman Yuya Gunji. As Gunji steps to the plate here, ready to face the offering from Ojima. Bats here from the right side as Ojima delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Gunji batting .258, 4 homers and 20 RBIs. Waiting on the offering here from the lefty, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count now is even at 1-1 strike. Lefty again, ready to go. He kicks and he fires. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-1. So 2-1 to Gunji. Gunji, who's listed as a catcher, getting the start again at third base. As the catcher Yuya Tamiya has been, it seems like Tamiya is locking down this job here for the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the center fielder Takabe, and that is going to do it here. We are through a half inning, and your score is nothing for the Fighters and the Chiba Lotte Marines coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in. As I say, we're a little bit behind in our parts here with getting ourselves ready to get you this one and all the action to go with it. It is NPB Baseball on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order: Hiromioka, Takabe, and then Polanco to come to bat here. It is the bottom of the first is ready to get underway. It'll be tough for runs in a premium tonight, one would think, with Ito on the mound here for the Fighters. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Hiromioka. He gets the start, as we said, in right field tonight. Had himself a very productive evening last night as he takes a fastball for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Hitting .277 on the year. He's got 4 homers, 13 RBIs. And the right-hander Ito kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swing on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back onto the track, and he's going to have to play it off the wall is Chusei Manami. And what a play. It's going to hold the batter Oka to a long single. That is pretty impressive, as he is absolutely scorched that one. Manami was able to take it on the short hop off the wall and throw a one-hop shot to second base. So a long single for the right fielder Oka, and that is going to bring up the center fielder Takabe. So Akito Takabe stepping to the plate. Came on last night as late in the ball game as a replacement. He bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. It was his first action in last night's ball game. He's batting 1,000 on the season, Takabe. He's got himself, it was a double in last night's ball game, and that's been it. So nothing across the slash line. So he's 1 for 1 on the year. As they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Oka. So Takabe batting from the left side, waiting here, and the pitch on the way is fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is the designated hitter Gregory Polanco. So Takabe waggling that bat, ready to go again here as Ito gets his sign from his catcher. As he works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. It is lifted into a left center field, moving over underneath it, and there to make the catch for the Fighters is Imagawa, and that is going to retire Takabe for the first out of the inning. I'm still amazed at that play by Manami to hold Oka to a single. That could be a difference maker in a situation like that, where here you've got the batter, could be a leadoff double, and in scoring position, a base hit on the next one could score him, whereas now a base hit just simply isn't going to score him. It's going to have to be an extra base hit, or it'll have to be a wild pitch or something to get him even over to second base. So Polanco striding to the plate here, batting from the left side, as he gets the start as the designated hitter tonight. And he first pitches a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Both Polanco and Soto last night didn't exactly light it up on the offensive category. They had struggled for a team that pounded out double-digit hits last night. I'd say, I guess, a good sign when your big impact imports are not producing and you're still winning. There is a breaking ball that misses, and the count runs even to 1-1. Polanco batting .226, 6 homers, 12 RBIs. As the 1-1 pitch coming here from Ito. As Ito now works himself to the set position, but instead now he fires over to first, and getting back safely is Oka. I want to have to expect that Oka is somebody who has been able to run a little bit and can run this year with his 7 stolen bases. So here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. That now makes the count to 1-2 to Polanco. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. So if we're a little bit behind in our upkeep in the chat, we are currently just updating our own selves over here on the other side. So we'll jump in and catch up with you guys as you come in. Appreciate that. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. And going back onto the warning track is Matsumoto, but he's going to take it on the hop off the wall. And Polanco is going to cruise into second base, and the throw is going to come home. And that is a one-out double for Polanco. Polanco cruising into second. Oka stopping at third. That's what we talked about. And Oka have been able to make it a double there. We'd have ourselves already a 1-0 ball game. It's going to bring up Neftali Soto to the plate with 2 ducks on the pond in scoring position. So Soto coming up here to face Ito for the first time tonight. And for Soto, he's hitting .266 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 16 runs driven in. He got the start at first base tonight after getting the night off in the infield last night. He was the designated hitter in the affair. Kind of like the way that the Chiba manager does rotate his players around in regards to the use of the DH. So here comes the first offering to Soto, and it is a breaking ball that's down, but he waves at it, and that is going to put a strike into the books, and the count is 0-1. He just couldn't hold up his swing there. So no balls and 1 strike it is to Soto. Right-hander Ito gets his sign from Tamiya, and he's ready to go to work again. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers fastball down. Nice block there by the catcher as he's able to keep it in front. Count runs even now to 1-1 on Soto. Full slate of games around the NPB tonight, and we'll keep you updated on all of those as they happen. Last night in our predictions, had one of our better nights. We were 5-1. Can't complain about that. That's for certain. Hoping to be able to do a repeat performance tonight. Our month of May has been going fairly well so far. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. That one's going to get into center field. That's going to get a run in. And is it going to get 2? Yes, it is, as Polanco is going to come around and cash in. So it's going to be a 2-run single for Soto. And the Marines have taken a early 2-0 lead here. But as you guys can recall from last night, those early 2-0 leads, or 4-0 leads in the case last night for the Fighters, don't necessarily mean a whole lot if you can't carry it on throughout the course of the games. So the Marines have jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Katsuya Kakanaka. And for Kakanaka on the season, he's hitting .380, no homers and 6 RBIs. He did not appear in last night's ball game. So Kakanaka hitting from the left side, takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So the Marines draw first blood here. Jumping out to this 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning as Ito kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down. And count goes to 1-1 on Kakanaka. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Zay in the house. Mick is up here as well. Our friend baseball lover. Of course, Zay, we thank you all for jumping in here tonight. Fastball swung on, grounded over second. They go to second for 1, back to first. And that is going to be a double play. That's going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 variety. And Soto gone for the second out at second base. The third out is Kakanaka over at first. And that will do it here in inning number 1. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were nobody left aboard. We're now moving through 1 complete inning. It is the Marines 2 and the Fighters no score. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second in just a few. Appreciate you for jumping in with us tonight, and we're trying to catch up on the backside before we catch up a little bit more with you guys who are listening in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We got a score line at 2-0 for the Marines. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you for jumping in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend B-Zone on Roku is here. We welcome you to the stream. And the first two pitches to Martinez, the first was a ball and the second was fouled away. So we have an even count of 1-1. As we mentioned before, we're a little late getting into the saddle here tonight. And so for us, trying to do some of this, we're just doing a little bit of catch-up right now. As there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. So it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez, Chusei Manami, and Yuya Tamiya to come to bat here. You face the left-hander Ojima. Made our predictions on this one here tonight, and we took ourselves the fighters, and we're still staying with it. Our friend Zay would be appreciative of that. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Martinez is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 away here, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Well, the great play by Manami in the first inning kind of went all for naught, as he had made that great play to hold the leadoff hitter Oka to only a single. Boy, if you would have saw that, or if you were watching with the game paired to a feed, it was a really, really good play by the right fielder. He's hitting .254 on the season with 5 homers and 22 RBIs. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Left-hander Ojima ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Manami as he finds himself in the hole here facing the lefty Ojima. Lefty Ojima gathering the signs here from Sato as he works himself to the belt. Like this old-fashioned baseball, not with the point and the click and all this gadgety, gimmicky stuff that you see right now in Major League Baseball. Breaking ball down. Sign stealing has been part of the game for how many years? It's not like it's going to change anytime soon. There's always ways around things, but just the technological stuff that you witness. Here's the 1-2. Fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. Manami watches that one go by. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So we got 2 fighters up and 2 fighters down. That is going to bring up the catcher, Yuya Tamiya. And Tamiya striding to the plate here. Got himself batting in an even 300. He's got no homers and 14 RBIs. Batting from the left side here against the lefty Ojima, who's ready to go again. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Soto, who's going to take it himself and step on the bag. And that is going to be a pretty quick inning here for the fighters as they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Marines 2 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the bottom of the second. In just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being with us tonight. It is Fighters and Marines from Chiba. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Toshiya Sato, Hisanori Yasuda, and Atsuki Tomosuji to come to bat here in the bottom half of the second inning for the Marines. As Sato strides to the plate, as we said, we're just getting ourselves the rest of our stuff tuned in here. We're glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight for our stream. And we have ourselves Sato stepping to the dish, the left-handed hitting catcher, ready to face Ito. As he bats here, and the first pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into center field for a base hit. And our friend Sato has got himself a leadoff single. I have to tell you, the Marines last night, they pounded out a pile of hits. And it looks like whatever they're drinking right now in their water, they just keep right on doing it. That's already 4 hits here. We're just in the bottom half of the second inning. That is going to bring up Hisanori Yasuda to the plate. He's been a busy man tonight so far on the defensive side. He had a couple of ground ball outs to start the ball game. Another left-handed stick in the lineup here. Batting at even 200, no homers and 5 RBIs. As he waits here on the first offering from the right-hander Ito. The pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Hisanori Yasuda, but don't be deterred the way the Marines are swinging the bat. You could probably start the count with 2 strikes and they'd still be pounding the heck out of the ball. So Yasuda waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Ito, who delivers a fastball that misses way upstairs. Count now goes even to 1-1. Right-hander Ito getting his sign from his catcher as he now works himself to the set. He checks that runner over at first and now kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down. The hitter Yasuda able to hold up. And now the count goes to 2-1. So he's in a good hitter's count. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander ready to go again as he works himself set. Pitches and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 2-2 on Yasuda. Runner at first is Sato. There is 1 gone here in the inning. Check that. Nobody gone here in the inning. Got to make sure we get those toothpicks out and prop them up under our eyes. There's a fastball that misses just outside. The count goes now full to Yasuda. We got ourselves a little pregame nap in earlier tonight. It's a bit of a long day today, but it ended up being a beautiful day here. It started off with rain in the morning. It was absolutely miserable and turned out to being a beautiful sunshiny day. As they throw over to first base and getting back in time is the runner Sato. So we're almost in our spot where we've got everything all taken care of, certainly for the Chiba side of things, as the right-hander Ito holds himself to the set. And there's a pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. The count remains at 3-2 to Hisanori Yasuda. The runner at that time, Sato, was on the move, so keep your eyes peeled here as they're trying to get him in motion to stay out of the double play. We'll see if they have the same thing in mind again. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ito gets his sign from his catcher. Checks the runner over at first, and now he's ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. To Atsuki Tomosuji. Another decent day for baseball. Not as bright and sunny as it was yesterday in Chiba. A little bit more overcast. But nonetheless, it is probably a little bit on the cooler side. But the players more in the short sleeves today than the long sleeves underneath we've seen in other games. There was a split-figure pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Yasuda. He goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop at Suki Tomosuji. Well, for Tomosuji, he's hitting .290. He's got no homers and 6 RBIs. He had a couple of doubles in last night's ball game. He was flexing his extra base power, but he has really started to swing the bat as of late. Right-hander against the right-hander. As Ito delivers it, he squares to bunt and he gets it down, but it just goes foul. As Tamiya is able to pick it up and get control of it. So no balls and 1 strike to Tomosuji. Interesting. I don't know if that was a sacrifice there. It was a late break, looking like he wanted to drop himself a base hit down. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and the fastball's on the way. It's swung on. It is lined up the middle for a base hit, and it is going to be Sato stopping at second. He had to put on the brakes there as that ball almost was caught. It was fielded easily by the center fielder Matsumoto, who gets it right back in. So yet again, the Marines have something brewing here with their 5th hit of the ball game. And the beat continues to roll on here for Chiba, as that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryusi Ogawa. And for Ogawa, on the season, he's hitting .224. He's got no homers and 3 runs driven in. As he strides to the plate here. As we said, we're getting caught up on our own bit of information on the back end. We'll be able to keep up with you guys here as we move along. It's our friend Tyler in the house. We're doing pretty good tonight. Our friend Baseball Lover says 1-0 Buffaloes over the Eagles. As there's a pitch that misses down to Ogawa, and the count is 1-0. Appreciate you guys for all hopping in with us tonight. As I said, we just got everything all caught up on our back end. We'll continue to make our notes as we move along here. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the left-handed hitting Ogawa waits on the offering from Ito. Here's the pitch. He squares to bunt, and he gets it down the third baseline. It's a good one. And nobody's going to be able to make the play, as Yuya Gunji was just too far behind the base. A smart piece of batting there by Ogawa. So he's got himself an infield single to load the bases. That's going to put Sato to third, Tomosuji at second, Ogawa at first, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Hiromi Oka. So you talk about nickel and diming the pitcher, and that's exactly what they've done here. And now that's going to bring a conference to the mound as the pitching coach for the Fighters is coming on out. So bases are full of Marines. There's only 1 gone here in the second inning. They have themselves a 2-0 lead, and they've already got themselves 6 hits here in the first 2 innings. So the hit parade from last night is continuing. Our friend Zay says, what a bunt. It was a great bunt. Beautiful touch on the ball. It looked like Gunji was just, not sure where Gunji was. Got a late break. He was standing back a little further than you would anticipate. And we would have to say, even though then there's 1 out, you still got to be careful here because these teams can do wonders with the bat, especially the part of the batting order. So here we go. Here comes the first pitch coming up to Hiromi Oka, who is a 1-for-1 tonight. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He singled and scored his first time up. It was an absolute bullet to right field over the head of the right fielder Chusei Minami. But Minami had made that fantastic play on the short hop in right field to come up and throw a bullet to second base, holding Oka to a long single. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Ito way ahead in the count here. I like to see good baseball all the way around. The good swing by Oka, the great read off the wall by Minami, unbelievable throw to second base, a 1-hop shot, freezing that runner to only a long single. That's fun baseball, especially when the game is well played. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 it is. Marines looking to add to their lead here. Bases are full here in the bottom of the second, with one gone here and a 1-2 count to the leadoff hitter, Hiromi Oka. As Ito works himself set, he checks the runners, now delivers. Fastball that is check swing fouled away and sends Oka right to his backside. Oka looked like he was diving into the pitch there as the pitch rode up and in. Four-seamer with a little bit of arm side run. As that was coming up right around his head, he screwed himself into the ground, and that's going to keep the count, or it's going to keep the count at 1-2 here. So he's waggling the bat, is the right-handed hitter of the Marines. Romioka waiting here. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missing down and well away. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2-2. We're going to get some NPB games in next weekend. Probably midweek, we're going to get some more Major League Baseball stuff. So if you guys are around in the daytime, we're looking at probably Wednesday and Thursday in the morning Pacific time or early afternoon on the East Coast of giving you some MLB action. So as we said last week, we want to try to be able to make a call of a couple of games. Our schedule will come up a bit in the next couple of days. There's a fastball swung on and it's lined foul down the right field line, and the count remains to 2-2 to Oka. So 2-2. So 2-2. Kito Takabe waits his turn on deck with the bases loaded. And the right-hander ready to go again. He checks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that's down, but the home plate umpire points he doesn't need to go to the first base umpire. He feels that Oka's gone all the way around, and he's going to be recorded for the second out of the inning. No help necessary. And I have to say, I think the home plate umpire made the right call in this one. We'll get the replay of it there, and you can see that he had more than offered on that pitch. So that's going to bring Akito Takabe to the plate. Takabe tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up. He's now 1 for 2 on the season as he bats here with 2 gone and the bases loaded. This could in itself be a turning point of the ball game because Ito trying to wiggle out of this jam. This could bode well for the fighters, get some momentum the other way. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. The count is 0-1 to Takabe. Another healthy crowd in Chiba tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, tonight in our ends. So no balls and 1 strike to Takabe. Our friend Mick earlier jumped in and said he had Chiba, Hanshin, SoftBank, and Yokohama all on the money line. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses, and the count now goes to 1-1. Baseball Lover says he came over from watching the Pacific League TV here on YouTube as they were doing the Buffalo game. Yeah, sometimes they'll call the games or do the games. 1-1 it is. I don't know if they have any particular, I want to say, there's no rhyme or reason when they put the games on. There's a split figure pitch swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Takabe. Sometimes they show it live, and sometimes they don't show it at all. And I'm not sure if Baseball Lover is still in here with us, but are they still doing an English feed? So 1-2 to Takabe. Bases full here. As we said, Sato at third, the runner at second, Tomosuji, and Ogawa at first. Right-hander Ito gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. And here comes the 1-2 pitch as he delivers a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 2-2. Baseball Lover says just came back. Are they doing I guess Baseball Lover, are they doing the feed in English tonight? As it's 2-2 here to Akito Takabe. And sometimes they would do that, but as I say, sometimes they also do the feeds, and it's kind of here and there as far as their mix. There's a Fastball swung on and missed. It gets all the way to the backstop. That's going to get a run in. And what a way. That's going to be a fourth out that's going to have to be recorded here. And that is going to increase the lead. So a strikeout to Takabe. It's a wild pitch. Takabe is going to advance to first base. Sato is going to come across with the third run of the ball game. The bases are still going to be loaded, and it's going to bring up Gregory Polanco to the plate. So just when you think you got out of the jam, and that ball there, it was definitely a wild pitch because it wasn't the fault of the catcher. Probably should have blocked it. There's no doubt about it, as he had to slide to his right. And that one gets by. That's going to hurt because Ito, it's tough when you have to get 4 and 5 outs in an inning. So a team like the Marines could really make it pay. They could have got themselves out of this inning here, and they could be whistling all the way to the bank in terms of insurance being the fighters. So the third point on the board, and there's a fastball to Polanco that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So Marines looking to break this thing apart big time here in the second inning. And if that's the case, we might go over and start watching the game between the Buffaloes on the other channels. So here we go. So 1 ball and no strikes to Polanco. We'll sit in the chat with you and type away. Here's the pitch. Fastball missing upstairs. It's now 2-0 to Polanco. Neftali Soto waits his turn on deck. Nowhere to put him here, as he's 2-0. He's going to have to pitch to him sometime. The second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata, is in shallow right field on the green-colored turf. They are playing Polanco over to the pole side. Actually, it's the shortstop is Kamikawa Kabata tonight. The second baseman is Ishii. And here's the pitch. It is a split-figure pitch swung on, bounced slowly over to second. It is fielded by Kazunori Ishii. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Polanco. A ground out, 4-3. They get another run in the inning, and they got 1 run on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. Your score, as we are now through 2 complete, it is the Marines 3 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Marines and Fighters from Chiba. We return right after this. Hang tight, everybody.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top half of the third inning, as this one here is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat to face Ojima. And that means it's going to be Nomura, Ishii, and Kamikawa Kabata. We're just making ourselves our notes here as this game is progressing. We're almost completed on the back end. As we said, we were a little late in the saddle tonight. So the first pitch that is delivered to Yuki Nomura is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0. Ojima has faced the minimum so far here through the first 2 innings as he kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty ready to roll again as he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0. So Ojima looks like a different pitcher here after his 19-pitch performance through the first 2 innings. He right away falls behind to the right-handed hitting Ishii. Lefty now kicks and delivers. Fastball that carves the plate in half, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yuki Nomura. Kazunori Ishii and Daigo Kamikawa Kabata to follow as the lefty kicks and fires. Another fastball taken for a called strike. I'm not sure what Nomura was expecting. Got to throw you a strike here, down 3-0, and he comes back to back with heaters right across the dish. It made him look like he was surprised. So 3-2 to Nomura as the lefty trying to battle all the way back as Ojima ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. Fastball swung on and pop foul behind home plate, and the count now is 3-2. So Nomura batting here, leading off the 3rd inning for the Fighters. They're looking to try to get them way back into this one. They're down 3-0. 2 runs in the first and 1 run in the second for the Marines. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Nomura, he stood there like the house by the side of the road. Watched that one go by for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Kazunori Ishii. And for Ishii, he's hitting .286 on the season. He's got a homer and 5 runs driven in. As we got the, I'm not sure what exactly Ishii, what Nomura was doing. That was an uncompetitive at bat. Well, now get up 3 balls, no strikes, and then the next thing you know, you watch 3 pitches go by and foul off 1 as that first pitch is swung on and missed by Ishii. Ishii batting .286, as we said, the homer and 5 RBIs. Lefty-lefty matchup as Ojima delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. So lefty Ojima working to the set. Now he kicks and he delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be hit to the left side of the infield past the glove of the 3rd baseman Yasuda. Fielded on the backhand by the shortstop Tomosuji, but he's got no chance to get Ishii. That's going to be an infield single here for the Fighters. That's going to bring up the shortstop Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Well, for Kamikawa Kabata, he is starting to enjoy the success that we saw a couple of years ago when he broke in as a rookie in 2022. Batted .291 with a couple of homers and 17 RBIs, and stole 8 bases. And a similar amount of at-bats last year. His production fell off significantly. He hit .212. Didn't have any homers. Had 18 RBIs, which was similar, but had 3 stolen bases. Well, right now this year, his production has started to increase a little bit as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. So we're not really sure who the real Kamikawa Kabata is and who is showing up here tonight. So the lefty ready to go again as he works to the set position. And here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now to Kamikawa Kabata is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting shortstop of the Fighters. Lefty leans in, gets the sign. Here comes the 1-1. Ojima holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. Waiting on deck is Yuma Imagawa, who is the leadoff hitter for the Fighters. Runner at first, Ishii. He's the first base runner that the Fighters have had here tonight. As the lefty works set, checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, taps slowly over to first. Soto goes to second for 1, back to first, and it's not going to be in time. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. So fielder's choice, it is going to erase Ishii at second. That's going to be 3-6 on the putout. Kamikawa Kabata is safe at first. And they'll bring up the top of the order in Imagawa. Imagawa tonight 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base his first time up. He's got nothing across the slash line this year, does the right-handed hitting left fielder of the Fighters. He did see action in last night's ball game and ended up leaving the game early. As the lefty ready to deliver here, Ojima gets his sign. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Baseball Lover, when he was here, said it was 2-0 for the Buffaloes in that game. We'll keep you updated on all the scores around the NPB as there is scoring in other places. All games are off and running. Some started a little bit earlier as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and coming in and making the catch is the right fielder Oka, and that is going to do it. As Imagawa gone for the third out of the inning. While the Fighters got their first hit, there was no runs, there was a hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2.5 innings. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you all for hanging around with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Come on back and see us a little bit after this. We'll be right back. One thing you won't see anywhere else, and that would be our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game, as Steve has always got some interesting stuff.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game, as we are going to be giving you the game here, the rest of the game here between the Marines and the Fighters. Steve is always open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on his channel. He's got something a little bit for everybody. Well, that is going to bring up the heart of the batting order for the Marines. It's going to be Soto, then it's going to be Kakanaka and Sato. First pitch fastball misses up and away for ball 1 on an Oda Sato. 44 pitches through the first 2 innings for Ito, who has been very good this year so far. This is kind of a bit of a stumbling block for him, at least in the first 2 innings of this one, as he delivers a breaking ball, taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Normally, Ito, when you look at the box score, you can pretty much guarantee that he is going to be giving you 7 innings almost every night, it feels like. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. The ball's got some carry to it. But moving over underneath it and making the catch is Matsumoto, and that's going to put Soto away for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Ketsuya Kakanaka. And the 7 starts that the right-hander has made this year, Ito has worked 44 2/3 innings. He's allowed only 33 hits. He's walked 12 and struck out 37. But the 3-0 record that he has possessed has been pretty good. So 3 wins in his 7 starts. As the righty delivers a fastball, just misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Ketsuya Kakanaka. Right-hander ready to go again, kicks and delivers, breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit just in front of Imagawa. And the hit parade continues here for the Marines. Base hit here by Kakanaka with 1 out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. So 7 hits in the first 3 innings for the Marines. They have not skipped a beat. So Kakanaka is the runner at first. Sato striding to the plate as the right-hander leans in and gets the sign as he's ready to deliver here. Sato, who's already got a hit tonight and a run scored. Waiting on the offering as the pitch here is ready to come. Lots of scoring all over tonight as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. We'll start with our Central League roundup. It is the Bay Stars 1-0 over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers and Swallows are locked up at 2. That's in the top of the 3rd. The Carp have taken a 6-3 lead over the Giants. That is in the bottom of the 4th inning. So lots of scoring all over there. Here comes the pitch. That is a split-figure pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. 2-0 in the top of the 6th for the Buffaloes over the Eagles. 1-0 for the Lions over the Hawks. That is in the bottom of the 3rd. And, of course, this one here is 3-0. So some interesting score lines here tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped softly over to first. Martinez feels that he thinks about going to second, but a wise decision by him as he is going to go and get the ground out. That's going to be a ground out to 3. It is going to advance the runner Kakanaka over to second base. That is going to leave it all up to the 3rd baseman Hisanori Yasuda. Nice play by the first baseman Martinez. Martinez not a first baseman by trade. He was a catcher when he first came to the NPB. The Chinichi Dragons made him an import catcher. It was the first time, I think it was like in 20 some odd years that they had an import catcher. A good trivia question would be, who was the last import catcher before Ariel Martinez in the NPB? Or I should say even regular catcher. First pitch, breaking ball delivered to Yasuda, and he swings at it and fouls it away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yasuda hitting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. I think about Yasuda in some ways. He is somebody who does bat from the left side. You don't see a lot of left-handed hitting third basemen in the major leagues. They're fairly valuable, at least these days. Not like when you had Wade Boggs and George Brett and others. As that breaking ball drops in for a called strike, it's now 0-2 to Yasuda. Actually wonder sometimes what the percentage of starting third basemen are in Major League Baseball. Those who are batting from the left side as regulars. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball down. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yasuda. Taking a quick peek in and having a look at the action ourselves of what's going on over with the Buffaloes and the Eagles over there. There's some different folks that are in watching it as well. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Moving over is Matsumoto, and he's going to be there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. That is going to retire it here for the Marines. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. The first 3 frames of the game are in the books. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being there. Our friend Mick says he'll be right back, and we'll still be here. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. We'll be right back with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat here for the fighters in their half of the fourth inning. That means Go Matsumoto, Yuya Gunji, and Ariel Martinez to come to bat here to face the lefty Ojima for inning number 4. And here comes the batter to the plate here as we're ready to resume the action. Matsumoto tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. He bats from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Ojima, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Lefty versus the right-hander. As he kicks and fires, it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Giving chase is Kakanaka, but it's going to get down and it's up the alley. He fields it. Digging for second is Matsumoto, and he's going to throw on the brakes. So a leadoff double here for the fighters, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. So a bit of life here for Hokkaido, as they haven't really shown much of it against the starter Ojima as of yet. So he is aboard with a double, and that is going to bring Gunji to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Gunji flew up to center field his first time up. So runner at second, nobody out here. 3-0 lead for the fighters. I wonder if that's going to be a difference maker in that in the second inning, when the Marines loaded the bases with 2 gone and the batter Takabe had struck out, but the wild pitch got to the backstop. And as it got to the backstop, that allowed Sato to score the third run of the game. I wonder if that will become a major part of this one. Be the one that got away literally from the catcher Ua Tamiya. Our friend Zay says, "Let's go fighters," as the pom-poms are out. Our friend Zay is a supporter of the Hokkaido Ball Club. As the lefty gets his sign from his catcher Sato, he works to the set position. And here comes the offering as he gets ready to deliver. That's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yuya Gunji. So no balls and 1 strike. It's the only game that we're doing here tonight. And then, as we said, we'll take a look at the schedule for next week. Get ourselves a couple of more weekend games, but we are going to try to squeeze in some MLB action during the week. So hopefully guys can join us for some of that as well. As the lefty Ojima holds set, now delivers. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Probably looking at Wednesday and Thursday for the MLB. A little bit of daytime action, and then back into this in the late night. So lefty Ojima working himself to the set. Checks the runner, and here comes the offering as he kicks and delivers. A breaking ball swung on. It's chopped softly past the pitcher, fielded by the first baseman Soto, who flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go out as a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. Advancing over to third is Matsumoto. And then it is going to be Ariel Martinez now stepping to the plate. So some good pitcher fielding their position. And so that's going to bring Martinez to the dish. Martinez is 0 for 1. He has struck out his only time up. Runner at third, 1 gone. They are going to trade the run for the out, are the Marines, as they've got the infield back. The only opportunity probably would be to the third baseman if Martinez happened to chop one over there. And here comes the first pitch from Ojima. It's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Martinez. As we said, a nice healthy crowd, not quite the same as yesterday. Yesterday it was clear skies, lots of sun, and lots of wind. There is always wind in Chiba, but just not as much as it was, or not as noticeable as it was yesterday. can really wreak havoc with the balls. The umpires, the players, their jerseys are rather settled today. Here comes the 0-1 to Martinez. Jima kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down. The home plate umpire points right at Martinez and said he went. I agree with him. We don't even have to look at the replay on that one. I'm not sure Martinez agrees with him. Here comes the replay. Oh, yeah, he went. Absolutely. Our friend Baseball Lover says, kind of hoping you choose to do the Tigers and Marines series. Yeah, I've started to take a peek at the interleague play because that's about another week or so away. When we get into interleague play, my goal is actually to do all of the, well, I say all of the games, but a game every single night. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to be the first run of the ball game as Matsumoto comes in to score. And Martinez has got himself an RBI single, and the Fighters are on the board here at the top of the fourth inning. Not sure if I'm going to do the Tiger Marine series. One of the series I was looking at was actually doing the Carp and the Marine. I'll have to see how that shapes up. I'm not sure yet. I haven't got into the details. One of the things I tried to do in other years is I tried to make sure that I did games where I got a chance to see at least everybody once, including the Chinichi Dragons. That could be tough. Although I have to say, I saw the Dragons play last year in Hiroshima. That was a far nicer game to watch. Teams I was boycotting last year were the Fighters. Didn't like to do a lot of Fighters games last year because they were tough to watch. But they are a much better ball club this year. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So getting excited to watch Chinichi. I think it would have to be the pitching matchup where it'd be like an Oga, like a Yuya Yanagi or a Oga Sawara who would have to be pitching. So 1 ball and no strikes as the lefty works himself set. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed. The count now goes to 1-1 on Minami. Runner at first, Martinez. The Fighters have got themselves a run on the board. That's 1 ball and 1 strike to the Fighters' right fielder. Jima gets the sign from his catcher, Sato, ready to go again. As the lefty holds set. Checks the runner a couple of times. Now delivers. Breaking ball swung on. Ball lifted into deep center field. Moving back underneath it and making the grab is Akito Takabe, and retreating back to first is the runner Martinez. That is going to put 2 outs on the books, and that'll bring up the catcher Yua Tamiya. So yeah, looking forward to getting some interleague play under our belt. And so hopefully you guys will be able to jump in with us while we're doing some of that. As I said, that's just over a week or so away. Is it maybe 2 weeks away? I'm a little bit lost on my bearings of time here. But ultimately, it is just around the corner. Scoring from around the NPB, the Dragons have now tied it with the Bay Stars 1-1 in the top of the fourth. Tigers and Swallows locked at 2s in the top of the fourth. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to Tamiya. 6-3, the Carp have the lead still over the Giants. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. We are 3-1 here, Marines and Fighters. All the other scores have not changed. 2-0 for the Buffaloes, 1-0 for the Lions over the Hawks. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lined over the head of the shortstop into left field. It's down for a base hit. And Yua Tamiya continues to swing the hot stick as he's aboard with a single. That's going to advance Martinez over to second, and it's going to bring up Yuki Nomura. Yuki Nomura tonight, 0 for 1. He struck out looking. He's got the role as the designated hitter tonight. There's nothing more that drives me insane is when you put somebody in to be the designated hitter. And I can understand not hitting. It's not a forsaken right that they're going to hit. But Nomura, batting 7th in the batting order, all you have to do is hit. And you have your DH batting 7th or 8th. I never understood that. Make sure your DH is somebody who you can get into the lineup and get them at the top of the order. That's the whole purpose of having the designated hitter. that, you might as well bat the pitcher if you're hitting this low in the lineup. There's no difference. So runner at second, Martinez. Runner at first, Tamiya. Murr at the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side of home plate. The count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike it is. So no balls and 1 strike to Tamiya. As the lefty works himself to the set position. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. But moving over underneath it with lots of room to make the catch is the center fielder Takabe, and that is going to do it. Well, the Fighters show some life in the inning as they were able to get a run back. They had 1 run on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Marines in their half of the 4th. The Suki Tomosuji, Ryusi Ogawa, and the top of the order, Hiromi Oka, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. As they'll be facing Hiromi Ito here for his 4th inning of work. Tomosuji 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first trip up. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. 56 pitches through the first 3 innings for Ito, but he seems like he sorted himself out in that last inning and only faced 4 batters as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend God is great in the house tonight. He says, I bought a case of 2024 Topps Japan baseball cards. As there's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second, fielded neatly by Ishii. He throws to first, and Tomosuji's in the books on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. So 1 gone, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryusi Ogawa. So our friend God is great's going to have some ripping to do and maybe making a few videos. I'm sure to go through some of that stuff. That's awesome there, Titus. What are you going to do with all the rest of this stuff? After you pick through the rips, or the hits, I should say, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Ogawa. Ogawa 1 for 1 tonight. He's raised his season average to 240. As the pitch is a fastball that carves the plate in half, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander versus the left-hander. Ito delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. I have to say, if you're looking for somebody to put a stop to the runs, Ito would probably be your guy. He had himself a little bit of unluck there in that second inning. There was a split-finger pitch that swung on and fouled away. A good piece of defensive hitting there by Ogawa. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. After this one is done, we will give you the full roundup from around the NPB, as there was a fastball swung on and missed. And Ogawa in the books for the second out of the inning. So after our game, as we said, is completed here, we'll give you that full roundup as well. All games are in full swing. So that's going to bring up the top of the order in Hiromi Oka. Oka is 1 for 2 tonight. He got the party started back in the first inning with a leadoff single. He came around to score on the RBI single by Neftali Soto. And the first pitch is swung on, grounded softly to short. Fielded by Kamikawa Kabata. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3. And that is going to do it here for the Marines in their half of the fourth inning. So their bats were silenced for the first time tonight as they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few after this. Appreciate you all for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Fighters and Marines when we return in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. Kazuya Ojima is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to resume the action here in just a couple moments. As Ojima has been pretty solid through his first 4 innings of work. He got his first blemish in the last half, as it was a double by Matsumoto to lead off the inning, and later an RBI single by Martinez to bring him home. And it is a 3-1 scoreline, which is where we sit right now. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters. And for those of you who jump in with us, the 5th inning is sometimes a telltale inning for people, especially for those who like to put their nickels and dimes down on the games. There's going to be Kazunori Ishii, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata, and Yuma Imagawa to come to bat here in inning number 5. So this is moving time for those who like to play the first 5 innings. First pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Ishii tonight is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. As he bats here, he has one of the 4 hits tonight for the Fighters. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Our friend, as we said, God is great, who is listening in, is, I'm not even sure really what the top stuff looks like for this year. Here's the breaking ball that is swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it and with plenty of room to make the catch is the center fielder Takabe, and that will retire Ishii for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and it'll bring up the shortstop in Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. And for Kamikawa Kabata, he bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. So he is 0 for 1 tonight. He was left stranded on base back in the 3rd inning. 14 for 57 on the year, batting .246. There was a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Nice play by the second baseman, Ogawa, to go deep into the 4-hole. And he makes the play, and he throws out the runner, Kamikawa Kabata, on a ground out 4-3. So gone for 2 outs here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuma Imagawa. And for Imagawa, this is his 3rd trip to the plate tonight. He is 0 for 2. He is grounded to 3rd, and he has flown out to right. The Carp have continued to flex their muscles against the Giants. It's now 8-3 at the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium. It's in the bottom of the fifth. So if you took the over on that one, you probably did well. I don't even know what the over was, but one would have to think you did okay. As that first pitch breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that just misses, and the count goes to 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Can't remember who we took as our best bet of the night. We'll have to go and do a little bit of research on that, or our best pick of the night. Our best picks have been coming around a little bit more for us lately, as there is a breaking ball that is missing upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. It looks like we picked Fukuoka in that one. But the Lions have a 1-0 lead still in the fifth inning, so the Hawks bats are going to have to wake up. But they did last night. Here comes the 3-0. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1 to Imagawa. Fighters looking to get a runner aboard here in the top of the fifth inning as they find themselves down by 2. 3-1 for the Marines as the lefty Ojima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now runs full to Imagawa, 3-2. Our friend Nick in the house tonight here. We appreciate you for being here. Sorry, Nick, you were rambling on there for a bit in the stream, and I didn't even see you. We appreciate you for jumping in. I just tapped out and was taking a peek at a couple other items. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Nick says he was at the Dodgers game today. He says Ashcraft started, was pretty good for the Reds. Yeah, that's right. We had the call the other night. We actually did the game between the Dodgers and the Reds the other night on the channel. Ellie De La Cruz was absolutely electric. Stole 4 bases, got gunned down on a 5th attempt. Our friend Nick says barely got the over on the Carp and the Giants. There you go. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's going to break the bat of Imagawa, and they're not going to be able to make the play. That ball squirted out of Tomosuji's hand. I would think they're going to rule that as a hit, but I'm not really sure. I don't think they would have got him even if he would have fielded it cleanly. Tomosuji had fielded it, and the ball had squirted out. Look at that one again. It was right on the fist. The bat exploded into about a gazillion pieces. The ball was chopped over the head of the shortstop. Had some English on it as it was moving away, and then it was on the exchange. Tomosuji lost it. I did a little bit of juggling with it. I don't think they're going to rule that as an error. I'm going to say that's going to be an infield hit for Imagawa. So he's aboard with a 2-out single. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. This is always where you get one of those situations where things just seem to make them pay. Something weird happens. The next thing you know, the fighters will probably put a couple of runs on the board. And they've got the runner picked off between first and second. And that is going to, they're going to go have a look at it. Hang tight here. The runner, Imagawa, took off on the first movement from Ojima. He started to head down to second base, and they got him in the rundown. So it was the first baseman to the shortstop. But they are going to hold the brakes here because they think he got in safely. The umpire has called him out. We're going to take a look at our end over here. At first glance, we thought he might have been safe on the angle we had, but we're going to have to get a different angle. Here comes the outfield angle. And the throw down to second isn't going to be in time. The throw was high. Oh, I think he's out. I think that is going to retire him. He's going to be picked off. And that's going to go 1 to 3 to 6. I'm just going to put it in our book straight away here for out number 3. And if we're right, we're going to be 10 for 11 on the year. Our friend Zay says, oh, man. Yeah, I think so. The throw was high, but looks like he applied the tag in time. Our friend Mick says, after taking a 2-0 lead, the Swallows have walked their last 4 or 5 batters. Wow, somebody's forgetting how to throw strikes. We got, apparently, Rick Ankiel showed up. I'll have to go over and check that out there, Mick. Good to see you in here, Mick, tonight. We haven't seen a lot of you this year, and when you do come in, it is great to have you here. Not sure if you are in the great state of Colorado, but we've already put it in our books, but that is the third out of the inning. The umpires have come back to confirm it. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. We're going to be back for the bottom of the fifth in just a couple moments. It'll be Takabe, Polanco, and Soto to come to bat. 3-1 is the score for the Marines. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this with all the action. Appreciate you guys again for being here. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the fifth, just around the corner, and we'll be back in 30 with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging out here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We have the fifth inning here. It's going to be Akito Takabe, Gregory Polanco, and Neftali Soto to come to bat. It is going to be the right-hander Ito ready to go. As Ito delivers the first offering here, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. The count is 0-1. Just a reminder, after this half inning, it is going to be what we like to call our Japanese halftime. That is where we take the extended break between the fifth and the sixth innings. It'll give us a chance to refresh our iced tea, as there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Cabby hitting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. A right-hander ready to go again as he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Takabe. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Polanco and Soto here to follow, as the Marines are trying to restore that 3-run cushion, or maybe more. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-2 to Takabe. Takabe flew out to left and struck out his 2 trips to the plate tonight. Waiting here on the offering from Ito, who works to the set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Takabe, I don't think he liked that one, as he stood and gave the home plate umpire a little bit of a stare, and that is going to put him in the books for the first out. I have to admit, sometimes in that situation, when the pitches are up high in the zone, and that one there looked like it was a little bit higher than most. The pitches that are down low, if you're going to call pitches low, that's where most hitters would prefer you to operate. But it makes it hard for a hitter when you're calling pitches down and up. Having a feel for the game sometimes is not necessarily the easiest for some of the umpires. There's the first pitch delivered to Polanco. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Polanco 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a double in 2 trips. He's also grounded out to second. Batting here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ito. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into right center field for a base hit. It's going to get down all the way off the wall. Digging hard for second is Polanco, and he's going to slide in safely with a 1-out double. So Polanco with his second hit of the night. He is aboard, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. So Soto striding to the plate here. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and a couple RBIs. He drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game back in inning number 1. So Soto coming to bat here, and he is aboard at first base. And here's the first offering from Ito. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Soto will be followed by Katsuya Kakanaka here. They do have that open base over at first base. We'll see how Ito pitches to Soto. If he's ahead of the count here, I would think he'll be delicate with him. Here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I can't remember if the Carp and the Giants started at the top of the hour or if they were the half hour earlier start. I'm going to say an 8-3 ball game that's in the top of the 6th inning. If it started at the same time as us, the game moves along pretty quick for a lot of runs. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Soto. Marines, as we said, jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning. A 2-run single by Soto opened the scoring. They really had a threat going on in that second inning, did the Marines, and had a chance to blow this thing apart. They were only able to cash in the 1 run on the wild pitch as Sato had come home to score. As that breaking ball swung on and tapped foul on the third base side, the count is 1-2. Gave them the 3-0 lead, and then, of course, the Fighters got one back in the 4th inning. Leadoff double by Matsumoto and an RBI single by Martinez had cut the lead to 3-1. The Fighters have an uphill battle on their hands here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Ito holds set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Soto. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting first baseman of the Marines. Ito again gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He checks Polanco at second base, who's got a healthy lead. Pitches fastball down. Tamiya does a nice job of blocking that one, keeps it in front. Needed that a couple innings ago when that 3rd run came across. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Soto. Interesting. Tamiya uses the rodeo style to block. That's where he puts his glove hand down, but he throws his throwing hand out to the side. There's some folks that teach that. There are some folks that teach where they have to plug the hole. So here comes the 3-2 offering as the right-hander works himself set. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball down, and that's going to be ball 4. They appeal over to the first base umpire. We didn't see, or did they ring him up over there because they thought he went? Yes, he did. I thought he went on first glance, but they said that he didn't. The home plate umpire didn't think it was ball 4. We'll watch the replay of that one again. But the first base umpire felt that he went. That's put Soto in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. We get our replay, and I think the first base umpire is correct. So that's going to bring up the left fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. So Kakanaka is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, and he's grounded into a double play. As he bats here against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Kakanaka enjoying himself a nice season in limited play, hitting .385, 20 for 52 this year. Swinging a hot stick, but he doesn't play every day. Keep swinging like that. I don't understand why you're not in the lineup every day. So Ito holding set now delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Marines up 3-1 here on the Fighters in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we said once this half inning's done, we'll take the extended break. We'll put the music on loop and let you guys enjoy the sounds of the NPB. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1 on Kakanaka. So 2-1 as Ito holds set, checking the runner at second. And there is a pitch that comes inside, and it has hit Kakanaka. So he loses him here. It's a hit by pitch. He's going to advance to first. That's going to bring Toshiya Sato to the plate. Didn't have the open base, so in some ways it's like not a big deal. It'll set up a force play anywhere, but Kakanaka just couldn't get out of the way. That's a tough one, too. Hit him on the inner left leg, so it was his backside leg. He couldn't get out of the way. Just above the kneecap, somewhere on the thigh area. It's going to leave a mark, and it is going to bring out the pitching coach here to have a word with his right-hander. It's going to bring Sato to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Sato's got a single in 2 trips. He's been swinging a hot bat this year. He entered the fray hitting .304 tonight. So Sato's coming to bat here. With that hit tonight that he had earlier on, it helped raise his average to .309. So the right-hander Ito getting his signs from Tamiya as he works himself to the set position. He checks Polanco at second. Now delivers fastball that misses down. Another good stop there by the catcher Tamiya. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sato. Sato, for a catcher, does move fairly well. In this situation here, the base paths are kind of clogged up with Polanco at second. He doesn't run as well as he used to. Kakanaka at first. So lots of options for the easy base. So Ito gets his sign. He works to the set. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 2-0. He's going to have to pitch to him at some point here. If you haven't seen Japanese gloves, I think in some ways they're a work of art. The gloves are beautiful. Our friend Baseball Lover says, bottom of the 8th, it's still 2-0 for the Buffaloes over the Eagles. I forget who got the start tonight for the Buffaloes. Was that Tajima? There's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-0 to Sato. Waiting on deck is Hisanori Yasuda, so they don't want to load the bases here. As the right-hander just missed with that fastball outside. Game in Osaka is clipping along at a pretty good pace. There's a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4, and Sato is aboard with a walk. That's going to load the bases. So Polanco advances over to third. Kakanaka is over at second, and Sato to first. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. The big boss is up at the top of the dugout. I wonder how long that Ito is going to be around for here in this one. You have to think. He just doesn't seem to have it here tonight. 2 gone here, and Yasuda striding to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out to left. As he gets himself dug in and ready to face the right-hander. Ito getting his signs from Tamiya. He checks the runner at third and at second. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. That's going to be a ball here to Yasuda. So Ito, 5 pitches in a row, all for balls, plus the hit by pitch. So struggling with some command. Our friend Zay says, throw a strike. Absolutely. Sounds like the parents at a Little League game. Throw a strike. Absolutely. Or where is it? At Texas Tech or A&M, wherever it is, where they start the ball counts. Ball 6, ball 7, and they ratchet it up to the pitcher. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yasuda as the bases are full here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 gone. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There is a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. That was exactly the pitch that you want to be looking for or hunting in this situation. Fastball right down the middle, and Yasuda took it waist high. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ito ready to go again. Here comes the offering, the pitch on the way. Another fastball, but that misses inside. It's now 2-1 to Yasuda. As Ito reaches for the rosin bag and loads himself up. 2 balls and 1 strike it is here. Maybe going to do his best Tetsuya Mai impersonation for the Lions. Here's the 2-1. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-1 to Yasuda. You certainly don't want to walk the yard here. Nowhere to put him. I'd have to think that this is probably going to be the last inning for Ito, one would expect. Here's the 3-1 pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. Well, this is where it gets interesting. The runners are going to be on the move here with a full count and 2 gone. Ready to come back to work here again as he's trying to battle back against Tisanori Yasuda. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. They set him up inside. Runners go. Fastball swung on. Taps slowly back to the pitcher. Ito fields it, underhands it to first. That is going to do it. It's going to go as a ground out, 1-3 for the third out of the inning. They threaten, but they don't score to the Marines. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 3 more runners left aboard. That's 7 tonight so far for the Marines. Your score as we are through 5 complete. It is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a few. We're going to put the music on loop. We're going to go get ourselves some fresh glass of iced tea. We'll bring this one home for you when we return in just a few. Fighters Marines when we can return after this. We got ourselves a 3-1 scoreline as we're moving to the top of the 6th inning. Our timeout is going to be continuing here as it is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in. It is Fighters and Marines when we return in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving to the top of the sixth inning here in just a couple moments. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the fighters, as it will be Matsumoto, Gunji, and Martinez. They do have an error on the board for the Marines. I'm not sure exactly where that might fit in, if that was the shortstop Tomo Suji who ended up getting that error. It's a 3, 8, and 1 for the Marines, 1, 4, and 0 for the fighters. I have a feeling that's probably where that one would lie. If that is the case, that would be I believe the Yuya Tamiya single was probably not a single in that situation. We're going to have to give that one a E6. Takashi Agino has entered into the ball game, as he is going to be taking over here. And we just didn't see, I think he's taking over in left field for Kakanaka, but we'll have to see on that. There's nothing worse than Kakanaka getting a hit, being hit by a pitch. He's on base twice and he gets taken out of the game. So here comes the first pitch to Matsumoto as the lefty Ojima delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Matsumoto 1 for 2 tonight. He has he's doubled, and he has scored the only run here for the fighters, as the lefty delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Matsumoto. Matsumoto to be followed by Gunji and Martinez, as the lefty here kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matsumoto, as we mentioned before, a couple of years ago, 2 years removed from winning the Pacific League Batting Championship, as he swings at a fastball and he grounds it over to first, fielded on his heels by Soto, who flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out 3-1. So he's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. And for Gunji, he is 0 for 2 in this one. He has flown to center and grounded to the first baseman. So he bats here. The fighters are going to have to find a way to unlock the key to Ojima here. It's not going to get any easier when the bullpen starts coming in. They have to find a way to chase him. Only 65 pitches so far for the Chiba lefty. And here comes the pitch, as he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count is 1-0 to Gunji. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty holding to the set position. He kicks, he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the lefty kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Lefty Ojima ready to go again as he waits on the offering. The pitch is delivered. It is a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the lefty here ready to go, as he is given his sign by his catcher Sato. 1 gone here in the 6th inning. As Ojima kicks and fires, it is a fastball swung on and popped up over on the right side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Soto in foul territory, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Gunji for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that brings up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. For Martinez tonight, he has accounted or helped account for one of the runs. He had a base hit single to drive home Matsumoto in the last time up. He also struck out in the 2nd inning. So 1 for 2 and an RBI tonight for the Cuban-born first baseman. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Ojima. As Ojima kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul over on the third base side. Count is 0-1. That hit his last time up. He's raised his season average to 230. I would think that in the case of Martinez, you would think that he probably would want to be in around the 250, 260 mark with the extra base production he does have to offer. 220 is a little on the light side as the 0-1 pitch is ready to come here from Ojima, who kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering. There's a pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. One thing I still have, I don't want to say I struggle with, but I always do a second guess at it. I can't think of any Major League Baseball pitchers who are left-handed that throw split finger pitches. Then that's the non-Japanese pitchers. I'm excluding Shota Imanaga out of that mix and anybody else that's left-handed in recent years. There's a fastball that is taken outside. The count is 2-2. We've seen, obviously, Kodai Senga come across, and Hideo Nomo, of course, with his devastating forkball or split-finger pitch. Those two there back in the, and of course, Senga today with his ghost fork. Those two pitchers specifically come to mind. Interesting, they're going to roll Ito out for the 6th. He's up and throwing, so interesting they're going to ride him for another inning as that breaking ball misses upstairs. 3-2 here to Martinez. I'd written Ito off for dead after that last half inning where he couldn't throw a strike. That either says a lot about Ito and the faith that his manager has in him or the lack of faith he has in the depth of his bullpen. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep right center field. And that ball is going to get down in between the fielders. Little communication difficulty. It bounces off of the right fielder Oka, and it kicks off into center field. And Ariel Martinez is going to go all the way around to third with a triple. Definitely got down, so it's going to be a hit of some variety. And it was the right fielder, Oka, who was sliding. And as he slid in, the ball ended up deflecting off of his knee into center field, and he had to chase it down. It's going to bring the pitching coach on a sprint out to the mound. They're going to discuss what they want to do here with Chusei Minami, but one would have thought that would have been a ball. Not an easy play, mind you, but looked like it was more of a communication issue between the two. Oka had raced over. I can see it there. He had slid and tried to make the catch backhanded. But it was weird because it looked like Oka originally at first was getting called off the ball. He was looking like he was going to go and back up the play. And the next thing you know, he took a little different route to the ball. Almost looked like he was running a bad pass pattern in the NFL. As he went to the right and then he came back to the left. So Martinez is aboard at third. Minami steps to the plate. And just like that, the Fighters are one swing away from tying the ball game up. Our friend Zay, if he's listening here, he's probably going to say, speak it into existence. So Martinez at third, 2 gone here, and Minami at the plate. The first pitch from Ojima. Fastball misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And then you've got the hot hitting, or what I would call the hot hitting Tamiya at the plate, who would be on deck coming up next. He is cooling off a little bit lately, but he's still around the 300 mark entering the game tonight. So Martinez at third, 1 ball and no strikes to Minami as he bats here against the left-handed throwing Ojima. And all that work that the Marines have had tonight could evaporate with 1 swing of the bat, at least offensively. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped over to short. Tomosuji fields it, throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be an inning-ending ground out. That's a 6-3 putout for the third out of the inning. So they strand that triple off the bat of Martinez. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it looks like they're going to have their annual race tonight. It's their version of the freeze. It's the Marine track athlete running against a fan. Haven't seen the fan win in a while here lately, so we'll see what happens there. We'll be back in just a few, everybody. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the sixth inning. It's going to be Atsuki Tomosuji, Ryusi Ogawa, and the top of the order, Hiromi Oka, to face the right-hander, Hiromi Ito, who is coming out for inning number 6. Maybe a lost opportunity there by the fighters in their half of the inning after that triple by Martinez and Minami weakly grounding out to end the inning. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Tomosuji, taken for a called strike, count 0-1. Tomosuji is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips as the right-hander double pump kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded on the backhand by Kamikawa Kabata, and that's going to retire Tomosuji on a groundout 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away here in the 6th, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoshi Ogawa. And for Ogawa tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also struck out 95 pitches now for the right-hander. So Ito hanging around here, as we said, a little bit past his expiry date, or at least what we thought was past his expiry date. As we thought his command and control last inning would have taken him out. There, squaring to bunt is Ogawa, but he pulls back and takes a ball down. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ogawa, Oka, and Takabe still to follow here, as the top of the order is just looming around the corner. Here comes the 1-0. He squares the bunt again, but lays off of that one. That's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. From Baseball Lover, who had given us that update with the Buffaloes and the Eagles, 2-1, he said, in that 9th inning. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1 to Ogawa. Looks like they had runners at first and second with 1 out, so it'd be interesting to see how they're going to try to close that one out. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, I think it's actually probably 2 out. I think it was Kobakata had just flown out. So I think they're where they were at in their order would be the top of the order. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first, fielded neatly by Martinez. He steps on the bag. It's going to be a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Hiromi Oka. So for Oka tonight, he is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run back in inning number 1, and then after that, it's been a strikeout and a ground out to short. So Ito ready to go again here as he is facing Oka for the 4th time tonight. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. That's the other thing that when you think about it, in baseball, how it's changed today, how they use the bullpen significantly different. They used to say if you weren't a starter, you weren't good enough to pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be hit into shallow center field, giving chase and making a great over-the-shoulder catch is Kamikawa Kabata. And Oka is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. And Ito, who knows, maybe we see him again in the next half inning. That was pretty quiet. There was a 1-2-3 inning here as the Marines go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 1. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Marines and Fighters when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat here for the Fighters in their half of the inning. It is the top of the 7th as where the final 3 frames are about to happen. As Tamiya, Nomura, and Ishida face the lefty Ojima here. We were keeping our tabs on that game that was going on between the Eagles and the Buffaloes, and the Eagles have got to run back in the 9th inning to tie it all up at 2. It looked like it was with the bases loaded, it was a knock by Murray Biashi to bring home a run, and that is where it stands, at least where we see it right now, still at 2s. So that ball game there all locked up as in the top of the 9th inning. Here it's 3-1 for the Marines over the Fighters, and the first pitch from Ojima is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. To you at Tamiya. Tamiya today is 0 for 2. I'll check that. Looks like he's 1 for 2. He was the one who didn't get the error charged to him. So there is a bunt that's down the third base line and it rolls foul, and the count is 1-1. There was, I couldn't remember if it was him or if it was where Tomosuji had bobbled the ball at short. We assume that's where the error was given. So Tamiya 1 for 2 here tonight in this one. Fighters 1-5-0. Marines 3-8-1. As the lefty Ojima delivers, there's a fastball swung on, chopped over to the right side, fielded by Ogawa on the run. He throws to first, and that is going to retire the runner here, and that is going to be a ground out 4-3. So Tamiya in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the DH, Yuki Nomura. Our friend Baseball Lover said, yeah, 2-2 and the bases were loaded. We'll have to take a peek in on that to see if anything else had further changed. And it looked like that Asamura had flew out to center field to end the inning, so the Buffaloes will be coming to bat with the game locked at 2s. The bottom of the 9th. Here comes the first pitch from Ojima. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Yuki Nomura today is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and flown to center in his 2 trips to the plate. As Ojima works himself set. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Lions are still clinging to that 1-0 lead against the Hawks. It's at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. There's a fastball that gets away from the catcher Sato, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So we'll be keeping our eye on that one as well. As that ball game, pretty well pitched game. Lions started Takuchi tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and it's now 3-1. On the flip side of the coin, it was Ozeki going for the Hawks, and ironically, Ozeki, he's only allowed 4 hits, but the Lions pitcher's been that much better. He's only allowed 3. Here comes the 3-1 offering to Nomura, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run, and Yuki Nomura has cut the lead to 3-2 with a solo shot here in the 7th inning. And just like that, the Fighters are within 1. And as I said earlier, that wild pitch from the starter Ito might come back to haunt the Fighters in this one. It is now a 3-2 ball game. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Kazunori Ishii. So Ishii striding to the plate. He is 1 for 2 in this one tonight, a single in 2 trips. He's also flown out to center field. And our friend Zay says, gone, and absolutely, that ball got out in a hurry. That's the first home run of the year for Nomura. Always, when you get into this time of the year, as you're a good solid 6-7 weeks into the season, you have to say that's somebody's first home run. I think that makes your blood boil even more. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty working to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Daigo Kamikawa Kabata waiting his turn on deck as the lefty kicks and delivers. There's another fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Lefty ready to go once again as he works to the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball missing down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ojima ready to rock and roll here as the lefty works to the set position. Here comes the offering. Breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Ishii gone on strikes as he stood there like the house by the side of the road. He's gone for out number 2. And that is going to bring up Kamikawa Kabata to the plate with 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Try to keep our eyes peeled, as we say, around the NPB and the other games. It looks like the bottom of the 8th inning is over. Looks like they'll be cruising to the top of the 9th. Still 1-0 for the Lions. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kamikawa Kabata. He tonight is 0 for 2. He bounced into a fielder's choice and grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. As the lefty Ojima kicks and delivers. Fastball that is missed down, but it was the left-handed hitting Kamikawa Kabata had offered on it. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Ojima now kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down in the dirt, swung on and missed. Kamikawa Kabata sort of stood there, and now he takes off to first. That's going to go down as a strikeout 2-3 on the putout. For out number 3, Ojima gives up a run in the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, the homer by Nomura. No errors and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 2. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Fighters and Marines going at it here tonight. We'll be back in just a few when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Well, who would have thought in the seventh inning a few innings ago we'd still see Hiromi Ito here? But at 103 pitches, it looks like he's just warming up. He is coming back out for inning number 7. He's going to be facing Takabe, Polanco, and Soto, the 2-3-4 hitters in the order. And Takabe squares to bunt, and that ball is bunted foul behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. They must see something here, not just with Ito, but maybe with the third baseman, was Yuya Gunji, how they're going to attack here. Is both Ogawa and now Takabe have squared the bunt here in the last couple innings, as well as earlier in the ball game. There were a couple opportunities as Oka did the same. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the left field line, and it's just going to slice behind the bag, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Takabe. One would have to think if the fighters are going to get the run, it's probably going to have to come here in the next bit. But as I said, the wild pitch that allowed the third run to score for the Marines is now even looming larger here in this one. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. It's down in the dirt. Tamiya has to get up and throw to first, and that's going to retire Takabe on a strikeout 2-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco tonight, he's enjoyed a nice night at the plate. He's got a couple of hits. He's got 2 doubles in 3 trips. He's also grounded out. So 2 for 3 tonight for Polanco. As the right-hander Ito kicks and fires a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitting Chiba, a designated hitter. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike to Polanco. Neftali Soto waiting his turn on deck. As Ito holds to the set position. Here comes the 1-1, but now he steps off the dish. He's going to reach for the rosin bag and go through the signage again. Ito holds to the set. Here comes the 1-1. As he kicks and fires, it's a fastball that just misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1 on Polanco. So 2 balls and a strike. Appreciate everybody for jumping in with us tonight when you could. As there's a fastball swung on, it's grounded foul over on the first base side. Count now runs even to Polanco at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Probably try to catch up on some of our short videos here tonight and get a bunch off for tomorrow. Haven't had enough of them in the last few days. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2 to Polanco. For those of you on the channel, when you get a chance to check them out, you can pop in and see what we have. I try to run some highlights every day in Major League Baseball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the righty kicks and delivers. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and Ito is going to put Polanco in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 away here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. And for Soto, he is 1 for 3 tonight. The big blow was the 2-run single back in the first inning, as he had helped jumpstart the offense of the Marines. He's also flown to center and struck out his 2 other times up. As Ito works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. Split finger pitch misses down, and the count is 1-0. My only question will Ito come out for the 8th inning? He just seemed to have gotten better as he's moved along here. So here's the 1-0 to Soto as the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the first base side by the on-deck circle, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We were checking in at the Kyocera Dome at that game that is going on. They had runners on the corners with one out. I don't know if that was bases, if they loaded the bases to Marwin Gonzalez. As that last pitch, breaking ball, just missed a Soto. It's 2-1 here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and now the count goes to 2-2 on Neftali Soto. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've been watching that game over there, but certainly that is the case. It looks like it was bases loaded, and it looked like Wakatsuki had hit into an infield fly. So there's now 2 gone there. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So Buffalo's got a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. And if we take a look as well in that game, the hitter after Wakatsuki is the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we always try to look ahead a little bit to see what we might be giving you guys in the next week or so. And we were talking about the possibility of maybe making a couple of Central League calls as that pitch is a fastball that misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. Soto is going to be aboard with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. Or it's supposed to bring him up, but I believe it's going to be Takashi Ojino who is coming into bat here. So Ojino coming to the plate. He had a good day yesterday. I believe he had 4 hits off the top of my head. I have to go back and look at my game sheet. But yesterday in the leadoff spot, he was a 4 for 5. He had 3 singles and a double. So he bats here for the first time tonight, and it's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We do have a pinch runner over at first base, and it's going to be Kenta Chitani in the run here for Soto. He is replacing Soto here. He'll also come on for defensive purposes as that fastball is for called strike. The count is now 0-2 to Ojino. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the righty ready to deliver. The pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ojino. I like the way that Ojino, his last name, and he wears the O to go with it. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander works set again. As Ito delivers, it is a fastball swung on chop foul right behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2. Our friend Tyler says, good game tonight, Freddie. Yeah, it's been an entertaining affair there, Tyler. We've been going back and forth. We've been peeking in on the game between the Buffaloes and the Eagles that was in the bottom of the 9th inning. This one here started off with it looked like it was going to be a runaway early. The Marines had come out swinging again tonight. They had 7 of their 8 hits tonight in the first 3 innings, and it took Ito a little while to settle down. 2 runs in the first and 1 in the second, and after that, the Fighters have just chipped away, much like the Marines did last night. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball missing down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Our friend Baseball Lover says the Buffaloes and Eagles are going to extra innings. Tyler says hasn't been able to tune in much. He's been pretty busy at work. Well, we're glad you're here now because this is probably the more important part of the game. Bottom of the 7th, 2 out. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count remains at 2-2. Hate that when work gets in the way. How are you supposed to have any fun? So 2 balls and 2 strikes Gino's going to get this offering again. This is the 126th pitch of the ball game coming up here from Ito. As the right-hander delivers, fastball misses outside. It's now 3-2. As we said, the Japanese managers not shy at letting their pitchers go into the 120 range. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez had come in to tell the pitcher Ito that he's not really holding the runner on the bag. Here comes the offering. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, moving back and making the catch is Matsumoto, and that is going to do it. As Gino's retired for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left aboard. And your score as we move to the top of the 8th inning, it is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. Be right back after this, and we'll continue to chat with our chat after this. Thanks for stopping in tonight, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning, and it's going to be the top of the order coming back up to bat for the Fighters. Imagawa, Matsumoto, and Gunji, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the batting order. And so that is where we stand. So Imagawa, Matsumoto, Gunji to bat here. As Ojima is coming back out here for his 8th inning of work. He's got a bit of a shoelace issue here as he's got to tie up his shoes before he gets onto the mound. So Ojima ready to go here as he gets the ball from his first baseman, Chitani. Chitani in as a defensive replacement here as Soto's day is done. So Imagawa, who strides to the plate, is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He is batting .222. Maybe he has not got that single. That might have been where the error might have come in here off of Imagawa. There's a first pitch fastball that, or the maybe from the defensive player as Tomosuji, who may have made the error. Getting twisted over my tongue again here. There's a 1 ball and no strike count here to Imagawa. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Moving back underneath it is the catcher, or the shortstop, Tomosuji, who makes the catch. And with 1 pitch, there's 1 away here in the 8th inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. Our friend Tyler said, you guys had no pitching at the end of the game. Yeah, the game the other night that went 12 innings between these 2 ball clubs. But last night, usually when you give a day's rest to teams, or I say a day's rest where you get an opportunity, you can refresh your bullpen a little bit. And here comes the ring. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined in right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Matsumoto is aboard with a 1-out single. That could loom large here, as now you got Yuya Gunji coming to the plate. So the teeth of the batting order are coming up here to face Ojima. This is a chance for the Fighters to get themselves a run or 2. So Gunji coming to the plate. He is 0 for 3. He has popped to the center fielder. He is grounded to first, and he has popped the first. No, Tyler says not talking about the NPB, he meant the ML minor league game he watched today. Not sure which game you were at today. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. I really didn't check in on much action today. In fact, I fell asleep watching the Diamondbacks and the Tigers. Tigers were down 2-0, and then they put up, I think, a 5 or a 6 spot on the board and chased Zach Gallen. And after that, I was sawing logs. I didn't see any of the rest of the game the way that ended. It's a good way to put that on. Usually the Tigers hitters can put you to sleep, so I felt that would be a good idea to flick that one on. Tyler says Mud Hens and Indians, which is the AAA game. Indians, I think, are Indianapolis. Is that not right? Indianapolis Indians. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way from Ojima, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, but it's just going to slice foul. Tyler says Parker Meadows had another good day, and Jace Chung too. Well, Parker Meadows had to go down to figure it out because he was absolutely horrendous at the big league level. He basically had himself about 6 weeks of mediocrity, and mediocrity might be a compliment. There's a lot of talent there. He's got a lot of speed. He's got great size. As there's a fastball that misses up, there goes the runner down to second, and Matsumoto is going to get himself a stolen base. He's going to put himself into scoring position, and now the Fighters have got something brewing here. I didn't see what the last pitch was. I think it was a fastball that was up. And so that's probably going to be a ball here to Gunji. Tyler says he's figured something out because he's been absolutely mashing. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. You get guys and you send them down and you want to see how they respond. Well, obviously Meadows is responding in a positive manner. So maybe you don't want to let that go to waste. You want to give him a quick return back to the big leagues. Ride the iron while it's hot, or while you strike while the iron's hot in this particular case. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And there is a fastball swung on his lifted foul down the right field line. The count remains at 2-2 now to Gunji. So Matsumoto, the runner at second, one gone here, and it is a 2-2 count to Gunji. Tyler says, you guys ran out of pitching today and threw a guy named Riley Unroe in for his first outing. Who ended up winning that game today, Tyler? Was it the Indians or the Mud Hens? By the looks of it, it finally might be the end of the night for Ito. He's enjoying a snack in the dugout. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty works himself to the set position. As he does the bit of an inside move as he steps off the backside of the rubber, does Ojima, and he chases Matsumoto back to second. Tyler says 16-10 was the final score. That sounds like it's a marathon. He said Akil Baddoo had a good day as well. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second, Matsumoto. There's twos all over the place here. As the 102nd pitch is delivered, and it's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Gunji. Ariel Martinez waits his turn on deck. Makes me wonder if this might be Ojima's last batter. Tyler says, we being the Indians. I kind of figured that, Tyler. I'm not sure where they play in Indianapolis. I don't know the park. I've only been to Indy. Actually, I've been to Indy about 3 times, but probably about 15 years ago. So Unroe gave up 10 earned runs. Ouch. So here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4, and that is going to be a base on ball for Gunji. And by the looks of it, that might be the end of the night here for Ojima. As they are stirring there, we're going to see if the pitching change is going to happen, and by all accounts, that is going to be it. The manager for the Marines is on his way out to talk to the home plate umpire, and that is going to do it here. Manager Yoshi has made himself the change. Ojima's day is done. The Fighters have got something brewing here. And stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Tyler is telling us about Victory Field in downtown Indy. Hold your thought on that one, Tyler. I don't think I've ever been to that one, and I don't know what kind of yard it's like, but you can give us your thoughts. We'll be back here in just a couple moments after this. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher to keep you entertained while we are taking a break.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Hirokazu Sawamura who is entering the ball game. And so we are going to have him coming on in relief. We were just checking the out-of-town scores. And we'll get you those ones caught up at the end of the ball game tonight. Their finals are just around the corner. Only one game in extra innings. Most of the other games are in the final third. But in this one here, what is more important is the pitching change is going to be Hikaru. It's going to be Hikazu Sawamura coming on in relief, or Hirokazu Sawamura, the former Boston Red Sox, as he's completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to resume the action here in just a moment. Sawamura on the season, the often used Sawamura, is making his 15th appearance. He's got no wins and one loss. 11 to third innings, 10 hits allowed, 5 walks, 12 strikeouts, and an ERA of 4.76. That was the knock on Sawamura when he was with the Red Sox. They felt he walked too many batters out of the bullpen. And I have to say, over the course of his career, 284 walks and 912 innings. It's not that bad, but certainly some command and control issues this year and last year. He's basically got to a point where he is walking every other batter he faces. So we do have ourselves a pinch hit runner. It's going to be Ryota Isobata. He has come in to run for Gunji over at third. So Isobata is the runner. We've got ourselves Ariel Martinez coming to the plate, who has enjoyed himself tonight. He's got a single and a triple. He's also struck out. So 2 for 3 for the Cuban. Tyler says he thinks he's biased, but he's got one of the best minor league parks. Beautiful skyline from behind home plate and a second deck. Yeah, I can't say I've been to Indianapolis. I wouldn't mind checking out some of the minor league fields. I've got a few here in the Pacific Northwest. Obviously in Vancouver, that Bailey Stadium is kind of a cool little venue to see a game. The high A team was there. I've also been down to Everett to see the Aqua Sox. Aqua Sox have got a kind of a unique looking field. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, the first pitch to Martinez is a fastball that backs him off the plate, and the count is 1-0. Tyler says they also have a concourse on the northern side of the park. I'll have to go take a look at it online and see what it looks like. There are some neat old ballparks in the Midwest and to the East Coast. And I'm not talking about professional parks at the minor league level. We're talking about local parks, where there's local teams would play. Some beautiful little venues. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Martinez. Tyler says, from what I know, it's pretty rare to be able to sit in the outfield for minor league games. Yeah, definitely depending on where it is, the AAA parks are a lot different. One park I wouldn't mind to go take a look at is down in Louisville. I hear that's supposed to be an interesting place. So runner at second is Matsumoto. Runner at first is Gunji. 2 balls and no strikes here to Ariel Martinez as he bats here with 1 gone in the 8th inning. Fighters looking to claw their way back in. Pitch, fastball, swung on and missed. And Martinez, it's now 2-1 to him. I have to say that last pitch from Sawamura, it was a split finger fastball variety. Ball kind of hung up a little bit probably more than the liking for Sawamura. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I kind of wonder why you wouldn't see more 2-seam fastballs from the guys who throw this split finger pitch, because the split finger pitch, the ball spin would be a little bit slower, but it would be similar to that of the 2-seam. Here comes the 2-1, at least the vertical seams of the ball. There's a pitch that misses down and away. It's now 3-1 to Martinez. Tyler says, Slugger Field looks nice. I've only seen it by driving by. It'd be kind of neat to take a peek at that. I don't think I ever saw the stadium. I was in Louisville once upon a time, got to Churchill Downs. That was in late November, early December. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is to Martinez. 2 on, 1 out. Now Sawamura steps off the back of the mound as he's going to wipe his brow and go to the rosin bag. So here we go back to this again. This is getting into the deep waters of this baseball game as we are here in the top of the 8th inning. Right-hander gets his sign from his catcher. He works himself to the belt. He checks the runner Matsumoto at second. Here comes the 3-1. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. And that's what we talked about when Sawamura came into the ball game. We talked about his command and control, and that was the knock the Red Sox had. Too many walks from the right-hander out of the bullpen. And he walks the first man he faces. That's going to load the bases, and it's going to bring Chusei Minami to the plate, who was 0 for 3 tonight, but you got to say that he's probably due. So Matsumoto, the runner at third. Gunji, the runner at second. Runner at first is Martinez. They are threatening here in the 8th. Frenze says, oh, for sure. Tyler says, take a peek at Victory Field. It's ranked number 5 on most lists. We'll take a peek after the game. I'll go and do a little bit of hunting. I think that'll be kind of neat. So bases full of fighters. There are chances here and now as Minami steps to the plate. Right-hander waiting on the offering from Sawamura. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. That was of the split finger variety. That's the difference between Martinez and Minami. Minami went chasing after the pitch, whereas Martinez had the discipline just to spit on it. So no balls and 1 strike here to Minami. He's got to get the ball in play at some variety here. Any deep fly ball will do the trick. That'll cash a run. So 3-2 here as the right-hander works set. And now Sawamura delivers. Fastball down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Good stop there by Sato. The ball did trickle away from him, but he was able to keep it in front. Nick says our ticker still reads 3-1. Yeah, we'll update the ticker there, Nick. Thanks for the heads up on that. It is 3-2 here as we are in the top of the 8th inning. Got busy talking about ballparks around the United States. If you want to check out some ballparks in Europe, we can give you a few ones there as well. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. As Minami waits on the offering from the right-hander. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, fastball down. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Baseball Lever says 3-2 Buffalo's final. I wonder if that was cashed out in the 10th inning. So the Eagles made a valiant comeback to tie it, to take it to extra innings, and they lose it in extras. And if, from our standpoint, we pump the fist because that is a victory for us on one of our picks tonight. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Miami. The bases are full. Top of the 8th inning. They're trying to get one back. As the right-hander holds to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Sawamura delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul over on the third base side. Miami chased after that pitch that was sort of middle in. So 2-2 it is here. Check that one out. That ball got in on him in a hurry. Ended up jamming up Miami. Fred Adrian says he needs this Marines win for his last leg. I can tell you this much. We picked the Fighters in this one here tonight, and the way it looked, I have to tell you, Adrian, at the beginning of the ball game here, I thought the Marines were going to run away with it, much like similar to last night where the Fighters jumped the Marines for 4 runs early. Here they got 3 runs early, did the Marines, and it's just been all Fighters chipping away after this. And they've got themselves in a position here where they can take the lead. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Sawamura holds set. And it's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 3-2 on Miami. For baseball lovers says it was bottom of the 10th with runners on the corners that ended up driving home the winning run. Got to look at the stuff after the game. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 gone here, bases loaded. Miami against Sawamura. And the payoff pitch is about ready to come here as Sawamura really slows everything down around him. This game here has had some decent pace to it tonight, but it is slowed here in the last little bit. The right-hander holds set. He checks the runners. Now here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Oh, Miami swung at ball 4, and he is going to be retired. That's what I said a couple moments ago. That's the difference between Ariel Martinez and Miami, is just the lack of discipline from the right fielder of the Fighters. He goes into the books for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Yuya Tamiya. And Tamiya strides to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And Miami can't believe it. That should have been another walk issued here by Sawamura. And the dugout of the Marines, oh boy, were they excited. And so they should be. So bases still loaded, 2 gone here as Tamiya steps to the plate, 1 for 3 on the evening. And boy, do they need him now. The average is 301. He's got no homers and 14 runs driven in. Infield is back now for the Marines. The first baseman, Chitani, is just tucked in the pocket of the base runner at first. Sawamura gets his sign from his catcher, Sato. He works self set to the belt. And here comes the pitch. On the way, fastball misses outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. That seems to be the theme for Sawamura, as being able to throw strikes, as we talked about at the beginning. The 2 hitters that he's faced since coming into the ball game, he has thrown 12 pitches so far, and right now by our books, 8 of them have been balls. Make that 9, as that fastball misses down and away. The count now goes to 2-0. So you're not going to have a whole lot of success if you can't throw strikes at any level of baseball. You got to be able to be around the zone. And Sawamura right now is definitely not. So only 9 balls and 4 strikes so far for the reliever of the Marines. I think I just stick my bat on the shoulder and see if he can throw it across the plate. Here comes the 2-0 offering, and if Tamiya's watching, he's probably going to do that. And here comes the pitch. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's going to reach down for the rosin bag. We'll do this all over again. Sawamura is the master of delays. So here comes the 2-0. Tamiya digging in here as the right-hander works set. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. And I think if I'm Tamiya, I got to be upset with myself. That pitch was outside, and I think it would have been off of the plate. We'll get a look at the replay on that one. Friend CV in the house tonight. Welcome. You just walked into the great portion of the game here, CV. Your timing is immaculate. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Tamiya. Bases are loaded. Marines have a 3-2 lead. I would expect the split finger pitch coming here to the young catcher of the Fighters. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses up and away. It's going to make the count 3-2 to Tamiya. Now we've got something else that's going to happen here is that we got 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone here. The bases loaded. The runners are going to be on the move when Sawamura goes to the plate. A right-hander reaches for the rosin bag, and he's going to have to challenge up the hitter here. There's nowhere to put him. As Tamiya is going to be on his heels here. He's going to keep himself in a spot where he's ready to go. Here comes the 3-1. Well, check it. It's only 3-1. I've got 3-2 on my book. That's a fastball outside. It's going to be ball 4. And yet another free pass. And now we've got ourselves a tie ball game. That's going to be an RBI for Tamiya. It's going to cash in Matsumoto. It's going to advance Gunji over to third. Martinez advances to second, and we are all back to where we were at the beginning of the game. It is tied at 3 here. We're all back to square one. Our friend Nick in here is woohooing. Our friend Adrian is ticked off because the Marines have just given up the lead. Zay says we'll take it back, and Nick says a brand new ball game. Yeah, brand new ball game with the bases loaded and 2 out. That's a little bit of a head start for you. Other final scores from around the NPB. It's a 9-3 final. The Carp had blown out the Giants tonight. I didn't see what happened at the PayPay Dome last time. Oh, it looks like that the Hawks have walked off the Lions 2-1. So we pump another fist over here. So the Lions led the whole way until the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Hawks have won that one. So that game is a final now. So here we go. Yuki Nomura at the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He homered his last time up, and he swings through a split finger pitch, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nomura 1 for 3. He's got a homer, a strikeout, and he has flown to center. So this right here is the opportunity. I think if the Marines are going to win this, or the Fighters are going to win the game, it's got to come right now. This is their best chance of the night. Bases are still loaded. No balls and 1 strike here to Nomura. As the right-hander Sawamura delivers a fastball that swung through and missed, and it's now 0-2. So Sawamura way ahead in the count here. But they have given up the lead, have the Marines in this one, as the Fighters have battled all the way back. So no balls and 2 strikes as Nomura here is waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander as he works himself set. And here comes the pitch. 0-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count remains at 0-2. Looked a little bit like self-defense there. So Sawamura reaches down, goes to the rosin bag as he's got himself a new baseball ready to do this again. Still 0-2 to Nomura. Our friend Zay says Ito is happy. Yeah, he's off the hook for the loss. That's the right-hander ready to go. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses just off the outside corner. Sawamura wanted that one, but not so, says the home plate umpire. I have to agree with him on that. That pitch was off of the dish. 20 pitches already for the Marines reliever. And 12 of them have been for balls. Ouch. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander gets his sign. He works to the set. And now the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nomura. So Nomura digging in here, ready for the offering from Sawamura as the battle continues. Runner at third, Gunji. Runner at second, Martinez. Runner at first, Tamiya. Here comes the pitch. And the 1-2 on the way. Fastball almost hits Nomura. It's going to be 2-2. That kind of reminded me when Kakanaka got hit a couple innings ago on the inner thigh, on the leg that was closest to the catcher. That one there ran inside, and it just missed hitting Nomura. Boy, if I'm Nomura, you got to wonder, why not roll into that pitch? You would have got yourself a run right there. Instead, he ended up scampering out of the way. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Said Kakanaka got hit, and it wasn't even the bases loaded situation. It was just a regular at bat with a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Another fastball inside and almost hits Nomura again. So now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, and we're back to this. The runners are going to be in motion here as soon as the pitcher delivers to the plate. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sawamura ready to face off here against the right-handed hitting Nomura. Nomura waggling the bat. And here comes the 3-2 as Sawamura holds set. And he pitches on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. And this battle is going to continue. 8 pitches already delivered here to Nomura. Fighters with an opportunity to take the lead here and maybe put the Marines away for good. As I said, our Fred Adrian in the stream here tonight probably doesn't want to hear that, but Marines had their chances early on in this game to blow this thing apart. And they've let the fighters hang around. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Runners are ready to get going here. Sawamura holds set. And the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up. And it is on the first base side. It's in foul territory. Plenty of room for Chitani, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it. Well, the Fighters squander an opportunity to stick some more runs on the board. They had 1 run in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Toshiya Sato, Hisanori Yasuda, and Atsuki Tomosuji slated to come to bat here for inning number 8, as it is, one would expect, the Fighters going to their bullpen, as Ito's night more than likely going to be done the way that he was eating his chocolate bar in the dugout, or his power bar. We haven't got confirmation on the change just quite yet. The Fighters are going to be going to the bullpen here, one would have to imagine. So just a little bit of a delay here, as not really sure why. It is going to be a lefty coming in. It's going to be number 28. This is going to be Ryusuke Kawano, as he is going to be facing Sato here to begin with. So the second pitcher used tonight. So Kawano coming in, as Ito is heading out. So he has completed his warm-up tosses and we're ready to go. They usually bring the players in here in Chiba to the field via a Mercedes-Benz. That's how they drive the players in. So sometimes we get a chance to see the player. It's usually a Mercedes-Benz convertible. That is the bullpen cart on how they do it. So Sato, Yasuda, and Tomosuji here to face the lefty, as Kawano is ready to go to work. And the first pitch here to Sato is on the way as he rocks into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a call. Strike. The count is 0-1. Have to say that Kawano, seen him pitch before, and I said he reminds me of Nestor Cortez with all his quirky herk and jerk type moves. As the left-hander ready to deliver again, he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Sato. It's the best way I can describe it, the way that he double clutches with his leg lift. Has a little hesitation, a couple of pauses, and then goes from there. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the lefty rocks into the windup and delivers. Pitch on the way, fastball just misses, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Other two final scores in the Pacific League, as it is 2-1, a walk-off win for the Hawks. 3-2 as the Buffaloes take care of the Eagles in 10 innings. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Sato in the books, gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Final score in the Central League, 9-3. The Carp drilled the Giants. It's in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Tigers are still leading the Swallows 4-2. And in the top of the 8th inning, it is a 3-1 lead for the Dragons over the Bay Stars. We took the Dragons in that one, and Yuya Yanagi. So we'll see how we fare tonight. We are currently, with the games that are finished, we are 2-1. So the worst we could do is a couple of wins. But we still got a chance to go 5-1 tonight. Fastball misses upstairs to Yasuda. 1-0 to him. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out. He has flown to left and grounded to the pitcher. And check that. We've got ourselves Shogo Nakamura here pinch hitting. And there's a fastball swung on. This is fouled away. So Nakamura coming in. Obviously, Yasuda, the left-handed hitting third baseman, his night is done. As Nakamura fouls that pitch away, and the count is 1-1. So Nakamura, one would expect, going to be going in to play third base. He had a rough night at the office last night. There were some balls that were off his glove, just couldn't quite make plays. Some were not necessarily his fault. There's a fastball swung on it. Hit softly into right field. Coming in is Manami. Moving back is the second baseman, Ishii. But it's going to be Manami who's going to call off the second baseman to make the catch. And that is 2 gone here. And that'll bring up the shortstop at Atsuki Tomosuji. Our friend Mr. Cap says close game tonight. Well, it really shouldn't have been. It should have been the Marines running away with it early. They had chances to just blow this thing apart in the first 3 innings. They pounded out 7 hits. They'd stranded base runners. They cashed in 3 runs. But they couldn't put the dagger in the heart of the Fighters, and the Fighters have just been all them here since the 3rd inning as they continue to chip away. Fastball swung on it. It's going to be popped foul behind home plate. Count is 0-1 to Tomo Suji. Our baseball lover says, I'll put a second extra inning in my game. Extra inning game in my book. Yeah, there you go. This has all the looks of it here tonight. As the lefty rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in and making the catch as he leaps is Matsumoto. And that is going to do it here for the Marines in their half of the 8th inning. They go in order and they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 8 complete. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Fighters 3 and the Marines 3. Stick around, everybody. We got a couple of changes happening as well, as the manager Yoshi is letting the umpire know. We'll be back here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Fighters coming to bat here in their top half of the inning.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Naoya Masuda is coming on in relief. The right-hander is making his 9th appearance of the year. He's got no wins and 2 losses. It's not a save situation. He does have 4 saves on the year. He has not pitched very well yet so far for the Marines. He's got an ERA of 6.43. Remember seeing Masuda the last couple of years. He's always got a bit of a slow starter, and then once he gets it going, he can be electric. But he has struggled a little bit out of the gate. The veteran pitcher, the 34-year-old, who will be 35 after the season this year, as we said, making appearance number 9. He's going to be having to face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters scheduled to come to bat. It'll be Ishii, Kamikawa Kabata, and the top of the order, Imagawa, who are supposed to face him here. So he is taking over and to get some work in. So Naoya Matsuda on in relief. So the Fighters are sending to bat here. We're going to take a look. It's going to be Kazunori Ishii, who is 1 for 3 today. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's raised his average to 289. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Masuda. Our friend Tyler in the house, he says, we got a ball game now. Glad he kept his money in his pocket. Yeah, right now it's a coin flip game. As we said, it was the Fighters who found themselves in the hole early, and they're trying to do what they did to the Marines last night. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Picks from Dave says he's got the Fighters money line and plus 2.5. I don't know if the 2.5 will come through, but the Fighters is who we picked tonight. And that fastball misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Like last night's game, when the Fighters jumped out to that 4-0 lead, and then they couldn't hang on. That was the problem in last night's affair. Tonight, it's the Marines doing the same thing. They score early, and then they bats start to go quiet. And the Fighters chipped away to get back into this thing. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count goes to 1-2. Our friend Eris says it has been a fun game tonight. It's been an entertaining game, and more entertaining as the game has gone on. You know, realistically, Ito kind of settled down after the second inning. Went over 125 pitches tonight. I wrote him off for dead after the 5th inning. I didn't think we were going to see him for the 6th. And the big boss just kept rolling him out. He must have known something we didn't, that this game was probably going to carry on. So good for him. Here's the 1-2. Pitch on the way, and that is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Racing off to first base is Ishii, and he's going to be put in the books on a strikeout 2-3 for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that's going to bring up Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. And Kamikawa Kabata tonight got the start at shortstop, giving Mizuno the night off. He's officially 0 for 3 in this one. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He's grounded to second and struck out. Our friend Tyler says, fighters plus 2.5 seems inevitable. Yeah, I think that chance for that happened in the last inning. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Had the bases loaded, and they couldn't cash. The Chusei Minami strikeout probably would be the one that would be the most frustrating for me if I was a Fighters fan. Was it more the lack of discipline at the pitches that he swung at in that at bat? Here comes the 0-1. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that misses down. It's 1-1. But that's what you get with a young hitter. And as I said, the difference between Ariel Martinez and Chusei Minami is the experience, the veteran experience of Martinez being able to be disciplined, to hold off and to wait on the pitch. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on, and this ball is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. 1-2. And usually that comes with age with hitters, unless your last name is Baez and your first name is Javi. Javi Baez is, although he's had a good couple of games against the Diamondbacks, he's got to be one of the worst hitters in Major League Baseball for plate discipline. Completely frustrating when you're watching that much amount of money put into him to swing the bat. And on top of it, defensively, he's also not very good as well. His defensive metrics are poor. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kamikawa Kabata as the right-hander Sawamura ready to deliver again. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down. It runs the count even now to 2-2. So the first game of the series on Friday night ended in a 1-1 tie. Last night, the Marines won the second game of the series, and now they got an opportunity here to win the series to the Marines, but they've allowed the Fighters back into this one. Our friend Tyler said that Javi Baez was playing in double-A ball on his road to the show, and it took him yard. There's a fastball that misses down. The count is 3-2. Did the ball hit the bat, or did the bat hit the ball? That is the question. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. As the right-hander Sawamura leans in, he gets his sign from his catcher, and now he's ready to go back to work here to face the left-handed hitting shortstop. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Oh, and it gets by Chitani, and it is stopped by the second baseman. Chitani had an opportunity to stop the ball, ended up getting through him, and a nice play by the second baseman, Ogawa, who dove into the right field grass to stop the ball. They almost had a chance, but instead Kamikawa Kabata is on. I'm going to see how they're going to rule that one. And it was actually the first baseman that threw on the brakes. He wasn't going to make the play. And then at the same time, when the second baseman got to the ball, there was nobody at the bag. So that is going to be a single here for Kamikawa Kabata. That brings up the top of the order in. It looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Ryohei Hasegawa. I'm going to have to double check that one. That's exactly who it is. Ryohei Hasegawa. And he's in here squaring the bunt. There's a fastball that misses outside. So the Fighters are going to try to play for a run here. So Himagawa's night is done. Hasegawa up here trying to play a little small ball. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Hasegawa. Again, squaring to bunt, trying to get the job done here. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. He was squaring to bunt, but he didn't like that one. So 1 strike it is. This game has become a far more entertaining affair here in the latter innings. Some ways when I watch this game, if I'm a Marines fan, or maybe probably if I was on their coaching staff, it would feel like you're trying to hold a gallon of water with your bare hands and you're just watching it slip through and there's not a darn thing you can do. It's 1 strike here to the left-handed hitting Hosokawa. And that's the frustrating part. You know that you have the opportunity and you just can't seem to stop it. Can't stop the bleeding, can't stop the water running through your hands. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. They pitch out and it is off the plate. It's going to run the count to 2-1. They're going to have to keep an eye on Kamikawa Kabata. He can run. He's only got a couple of stolen bases this year. But it does move fairly well. Over the course of his career, he stole 8 in his rookie year. He had 3 last year. So in limited duty, he has some stolen bases. And there's a bunt. It's a good one down the first base line. They're going to have to hurry. They are able to get Hosokawa, but he's going to have a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as 3-4. And it looks like the big boss is coming out here. We're going to have another change or what? Are we going to have a pinch runner? So 2 gone, and it is going to be a pinch runner. And Mizuno has come in to run so that you can pretty much bank he'll be going into short. So Mizuno on into pinch run here for Kamikawa Kabata. And it's going to bring up the center fielder Go Matsumoto. So 2 gone here with the runner at second. You're getting into the type of the order. You know, Tyler says classic Japanese baseball. One thing I don't understand in certain situations, and it's the fundamental skills of what you see in North America. They start with the ghost runners at second base in extra innings, and they can't get a guy over to third with a bunt. Drives you crazy. And then you've got multiple ways to score. There's a fastball swung. This ball is lifted into deep right center field, moving over, and a communication, and they collide. Do Oka and the center fielder Takabe, but Oka is going to haul it in. That's the second time tonight that they've had some dicey communication. But Matsumoto is going to be out for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in the top of the 9th for the Fighters. Oh, a little bit more drama out there. Got to work on some communication, boys. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the 9th inning, your score is the Marines 3 and the Fighters 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action. Unbelievable. I'll be right back in just a few. Thanks for sticking with us tonight, guys. It's been a pretty entertaining affair now. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The bottom of the 9th is coming up here. look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Tigers have extended their lead over the Swallows in the bottom of the 8th. It's now 7-2 for Hanshin. It was a 4-2 lead entering that inning, and they've added 3 to the board. In the bottom of the 8th inning, in Yokohama, the Bay Stars have got one back. It's the 3-2 ball game against the Dragons. And so we've got coming to bat here, it is going to be Ryusuke Ogawa, and then the top of the order of Oka and Takabe. And they are staying with the lefty Kawano right now to face the left-handed hitting Ogawa. And the first pitch is on the way. And Ogawa squares, shows bunt, but he pulls back, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Marines here looking to cash in a run. Friend Eris says they did that in the season opener, and the ball dropped, and they lost the game in the 9th inning. No communication between them again. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I remember seeing that. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-2 to Ogawa. Our friend Draylin Ryden says, fighters, let's go. So it looks like Zay's got company here tonight. Somebody else is pumping the fist for the fighters. Tyler asks the question, how many bench spots do you get in the NPB? I do believe that the roster is 27. I'll have to go double check on it. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's a pretty easy one to take a look at, because you could just go and check the NPB website of how many guys they've got rostered. So 6. There might be 26. Possibly 26 on the roster, as that fastball was taken for a ball, and the count is 1-2 on Ogawa. Yeah, I think it might be, it's either 26 or 27. Pretty sure 26 based on what I see here. So there's a breaking ball that's down. You can only have 3 imports in the game at one time, but you can have 4 on a game sheet. It was crazy when I was over in Europe and you have to fill out a lineup card. Every player has a code number. So not only are you filling out a lineup card, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a call and strike, and Ogawa's going to be down for the first out of the inning as he gets caught looking. He's in the books for out number 1, and that's going to bring Hiromi Oka to the plate. So when you fill out your lineup, as you're given your lineup, it's not just the player number, the position, and the player, but also in Europe, you're given a 5-digit or a 6-digit code for each player, and you have to write the code down also in the batting lineup. So I don't know what they have to do in Japan, but that's how they keep track of players. And so an international player has a different code number than a domestic guy. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted in deep left field. This could be trouble, and this could be gone. And up on the wall climbs the left fielder, and he's going to watch it sail into the seats. Hiromi Oka has walked it off here for the Marines in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that is going to do it, everybody, as he rounds the bases. Unbelievable. The fighters fight their way back into this, only to see a bottom of the 9th inning walk-off home run by Oka to win the game here. And your final score is the Marines 4 and the Fighters 3. What a way to end it. We didn't see that one coming, and not off the bat of Hiromi Oka. That's only his 5th home run of the year. But he's going to enjoy that trip around the bases, and that is going to do it here tonight. Unbelievable. All right, everybody. Well, hang tight. We'll come back, and we'll give you all the wrap-up of all the other games around the NPB. The Marines are winners here tonight, as our friend Baseball Lovers says. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, that was a game that I like to call bookended, and it was the Marines scoring early and the Marines scoring late that ended up getting them a victory. The game started off in the first inning. It was a Hiromi Oka single, and with one out, Gregory Polanco doubled, put runners to second and third, and Neftali Soto stepped up and drove in a pair of runs with a 2-run single. Marines went up 2-0. Marines added to their lead in the second inning, a leadoff single by Toshiya Sato, and then a single by Atsuki Tomosuji, another single by Ryusi Ogawa loaded the bases. And with 2 out, it was a wild pitch to Akito Takabe that went all the way to the backstop on a strikeout that allowed Sato to be able to score. That made the scoreline 3-0. Well, after that, the Fighters slowly chipped their way back. In the fourth inning, Go Matsumoto led off with a double, and with 1 out, it was Ariel Martinez stepping up with an RBI single to bring home Matsumoto. That cut the lead to 3-1. In the seventh inning, with 1 out, Yuki Nomura stepped up and deposited a solo shot into the left field seats. That made the score 3-2. In the eighth inning, this is where the Fighters had their chance to take the lead for good. With 1 out, it was a single by Matsumoto, who stole second. Yuya Gunji walked. Ariel Martinez walked. And then with 2 out after a strikeout to Chusei Manami, Yua Tamiya walked with the bases loaded to bring home the third run of the game, and we were all locked up at threes. Well, cue up the bottom of the ninth inning with 1 gone. Hiromi Oka steps to the plate, and he deposits a home run into the left field seats that give the Marines a 4-3 victory. The win is going to go to Masuda. The loss goes to Kawano. And again, your final score is 4-3. We'll take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard before we wrap this one up for the night, as we will leave you off with this. Other games in the Pacific All Finals. The Buffaloes beat the Eagles in 10 innings. That game's a final 3-2 at the Osaka Kyocera Dome. Speaking of walk-offs, the Hawks walked off the Lions 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth inning. They were losing the whole game 1-0, and they ended up scoring 2 late. Another game that's a final in the Central League. The Carp blew out the Giants 9-3 tonight. At the bottom of the eighth inning at the Cochin Stadium, it is a 7-2 lead for the Tigers over the Swallows. And they're now in the top of the ninth inning with the Dragons batting. They have a 3-2 lead over the Bay Stars as they are clinging on to that one there. All right, everybody. Well, once again, we appreciate you guys for being here. Our friend Baseball Lover says after 3 games, time to go to bed and get back up to watch the Mets tomorrow morning. All right, everybody. We appreciate everybody for listening in tonight with us. And again, on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel, we look forward to seeing you again in the coming days. Check out our schedule. We'll be on for some MLB action midweek, as we'll make that announcement in the next 48 hours. Have a great day, everybody.